Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a reading on who has you on their mind and why. So for pile 1 we have Amethyst. For pile 2 we have Sodalite. And for pile 3 we have Goldstone. Hello, pile 1, my amethyst pile. Let's see who has you on their mind. The first thing that we will do, since I have now acquired some Scrabble tiles, mix these up a bit and pull some initials. Again, first name, last name, middle name if you want to get fancy. So we have C-I-C-A-O-N and G. And now let's get some oracle cards out here to determine any potential zodiac signs. We have fire signs, so that would be Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Taurus. And let's get one more. I want this guy. And we have Leo. So we have Leo showing up twice. Sagittarius, Aries, and Taurus. Now I will just quickly organize all of this. Now let's get some tarot cards out here to figure out the why. Why are you on this person's mind? What are they thinking about when it comes to you and the connection that you share with them? Okay, let's see why this person can't get you out of their mind. Pile 1. Okay, we have the Tower. The Moon. Oh, geez. And the 9 of Cups. So to me, with the Tower, there's been some type of breakup, whether this is a friend or an ex. There's been a lot of, let's say, either actual or perceived lies going on. There's been at times a lot of uncertainty in regard to this connection. However, with the 9 of Cups, it's definitely bringing forth a message that there used to be plenty of good times between the both of you. So this person could have you on their mind right now because at certain points in time, and maybe even with you, it's the same thing. At times you're choosing to focus on the good times and not so much the ending, but the good times that you once shared with one another. So I hope maybe that makes sense with the zodiac signs, with the initials for some of us. Again, whether it's an ex or an ex-bestie, it's definitely an indication that there was something that went horribly awry within this relationship that the two of you had with one another, even though there's still, or was in the past, let's say, plenty of good times had between you both. Okay? And at this point, I would feel like with this person, it's almost like they're torn between, I would say for some of them too, they're trying to determine with that Moon card, and their anxiety definitely leads them to feel this way, where it's almost like they're trying to determine if it was ever good, and maybe that's something that you've thought about yourself, or if the good times that you shared with one another was also a lie because of how horribly things ended up. I look at the Tower, especially when it's in regard to some sort of breakup or lie or betrayal or ending, as being a pretty rough ending. It wasn't an easy one. It definitely prompted you perhaps and them perhaps to move on to bigger and better things, because oftentimes with the Tower, it might be a devastating ending, but it does open us up to beautiful new beginnings. However, I do feel like at this point in time, your person is sort of, sitting there pondering, kind of like the woman on the Moon card. Your ex-person. So it could be, again, an ex-bestie, or it could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, etc. But it does seem like this person that is no longer in your life spends a lot of time thinking about if those good times between you both were ever real. If they were as good as they seemed, were they just, so in love with you? Again, whether this was a friendship or not. I mean, I have a lot of love for my friends. So to me, It's like they're trying to determine if all that happiness, all those good times, all that love that was shared between the both of you was something that, really wasn't legitimate to start with. And I feel like they're doing that based on how devastating this ending was between you both. That there was perhaps a lot of accusations thrown back and forth to one another. Because to me, it seems like this was a little bit of a messy breakup. Whether it was a friendship breakup or a romantic breakup, it does seem like there were certain aspects of it where, or at least it's just an indication that I'm getting from this, where there was accusations hurled at one another, especially when it comes to lies and deceiving the other person, when it comes to some sort of betrayal between you both, and so on and so forth. We've got the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is all about objectivity. So to me, it's yet again, this person has you on their mind, because it does seem like to me they're trying to determine whether or not the connection that the both of you shared was real. Like they're really trying, I feel, to determine whether or not it was real. And I feel like the King of Swords is very good at discerning things. They're good at being objective. There's another, I would even throw intuitive in a sense, because there's this perceptive indication or message that I get from the King of Swords sometimes, where this person really is trying to objectively look at the friendship or the relationship between the both of you to discern, what was real. And I feel like with that said, the moon can bring up anxiety as well, these fears or these anxieties. And it's almost like they're trying to discern, is this my anxiety or is this my intuition? Is my anxiety making me feel like all this person did was lie to me and we never had any good times together? Or is it my intuition saying, this was just a toxic relationship? That this is just not a good relationship, that yes, there was a lot of lies. Yes, the good times was a lie. And I feel like for them, the fact that they're trying to determine this does indicate, at least to me, that it has a lot more to do with their anxieties and whatever hurt feelings still are there because of this breakup. Okay? And I feel like that is something that they are beginning to come to come to for themselves. That they are beginning to realize, like, no, I'm really just taking my hurt feelings and my anxiety and I'm making it into that there were no good times, or that I was a horrible friend, or that they were a horrible friend, and so on and so forth. So it's almost like, to me, this is all adding up to this person trying to find closure when it comes to this connection that the both of you shared. Oh, and we lost a card over here. We've got the Five of Wands. So again, this is bringing me that there was a lot of arguments being had that led you guys to this end. Okay, that there was accusations hurled at one another. That there was this conflict between the both of you, and so on and so forth. Let's see if we can get another card or two. We've got the Eight of Swords and the Well. So I love the Well. I feel like the Well jumps out a lot. The Well is unique to this deck. So to me, with the Well being out here, it's definitely an indication that this person is taking this breakup, again, whether it's a friendship breakup or an ex, very much so to heart, because the Well, to me, it's indicative of feeling your emotions very deeply. Okay, in certain situations when this card jumps out, this person is really, I feel like at this point too, it's difficult for this person to be objective. And that could in and of itself be a problem, because at times, and this might be part of the reason why you chose to step away from this person, at times this person may choose to be stuck in their misery, and it almost seems like that's what they're doing right now. So for those of us that maybe walked away from this person because of that being an issue in your guys' friendship or relationship, I would say that maybe it was a good idea for you to step away. I feel like most of you with that Eight of Swords probably have this person blocked at this point in time. That's probably another reason why there's a lot of uncertainty within the connection right now via the moon. All in all, again, I do feel like this person is trying to take that objective, discerning approach at this point in time. You know, they are trying to determine whether or not those good times between the both of you were real. They're really, let's say, caught up in their feelings or caught up in their emotions at this point in time. I also feel like for some of them, they are trying to fight this inner battle where, again, they're trying to determine whether it is their intuition or their anxiety right now that's making them believe that this connection either never, I feel not, I can tell that this connection meant a lot to them. Okay, whether they acted like that when they were in this connection or this relationship or this friendship with you is another story. They themselves felt this connection between you both very deeply. And I feel like they are fighting this inner battle of trying to determine whether or not there was anything good about it. Because to them, there was a lot of good. A lot of the time, things were really good between the both of you. And your perception might be completely different from what theirs is. So right now, it just seems as though that's something that they're trying to almost wrap their head around. So I hope that that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. I feel like this person isn't really coming back either to fight with you. It seems like they're going to stay stuck in their emotions, or if you have them blocked or if they have you blocked, the blocking may continue forward. And for right now, this person is just very much so, I feel like there's an expression that means something like this, but to me, it just seems as though they're very stuck in their own head and stuck in their own emotions when it comes to whatever happened between the both of you. It's something that they truly have not gotten over yet. And it's something that I feel like right now they're doing a lot of reflection upon. However, it doesn't quite so much seem as reflection to me as it seems that they're stuck in the past. You know, they're stuck in the emotions that they have about this. They're stuck in, any anxiety that it might have brought up for them. They're stuck also, for a lot of them, let's say, in the misery. So for some of them, I would say this is someone that loves their misery, and for others it just seems as though this is something they can't get past or have not been able to get past yet. So there's still a lot of hurt feelings, I would say, especially on their end. I hope, again, that makes sense for whoever this message is meant to resonate for. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. If this made absolutely no sense to you, then this is obviously not your pile, and maybe there isn't a message here for you today. So thank you so much, Pile 1, for allowing me to read for you today. I really hope that this brought some clarity and some insight into who has you on their mind and why. I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful day. Hello, Pile 2, my Sodalite pile. Today we are going to be taking a look at who has you on their mind and why. Let's take a look at possible initials for this person. Of course, first name, last name, middle name, whatever floats your boat. Oh, we got a lot. I'm going to take what is visible on camera. We have RISENO, a blank tile, and L. Shove that back under there. And let's see some possible potential zodiac signs. Okay, we have fire signs. Again, fire signs jumped out for pile 1 as well. I want the top guy. We've got Aries. So we've got Aries showing up twice, and I will take the bottom, Aquarius. Now I'm just going to quickly organize everything and clean up my mess. And now let's get some tarot cards out here, pile 2. Let's see why this person has you on their mind. Okay, let's see what is going on. Why does this person have you on their mind? Why are they thinking about you, pile 2? Oop, we have a very big jumper. And it is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, Four of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Again, the Tower also came out for pile 1. And we've got the King of Cups. So my thing immediately is there's an indication of this person holding back with you. I did not miss the fact that this, these letters could spell out the word lies. I feel like perhaps you might be feeling, or they might be feeling, like somebody was lying by omission. I get that because the Tower to me can be indicative of there being some sort of harsh ending here. It can be indicative of some sort of betrayal. And the Four of Pentacles means, or can indicate keeping your cards very close to your chest, being very guarded. So either this person was very guarded, or they felt like you were very guarded. Maybe they feel like you lied to them by omission, and so on and so forth. And then we've got the King of Cups, which leads me to feel like this might be something of a romantic relationship, or especially situationship to me. Okay, there's something going on here. I don't feel like this was a full-blown connection. I feel like maybe somebody caught feelings for the other person. Maybe they feel like you caught feelings. This could be another thing too that I just picked up on. This person could feel like maybe they were catching feelings for you, or you were catching feelings for them. And since this was more so of a friends with benefits or a situationship, I'm also saying that because of one night stand also being something that these letters can be an acronym for. So I'm also saying they're meant to indicate initials, but I do feel like they're the spirits are being a little hinky with these letters today. Maybe this was somebody that thought that the connection that you shared was more than what it actually was. So this person might be feeling like you're the liar here. Again, this is all their perception. This is all what they are thinking about. And as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. If this does not resonate for you, then it is not meant for you. Okay? But I feel like this person could be feeling like either they were catching feelings, or they thought that you were, and then either you or they ended up in a relationship with somebody else, and they might feel like they completely misread this situation. I also feel like it could be highly likely, the King of Cups, especially when he is in reverse, can indicate somebody that is emotionally manipulative. Since we are only using upright cards, the full meaning of all of the cards exists within the cards themselves. That King of Cups could be a very strong indication that maybe this person was trying to be a bit of a player with you, or be emotionally manipulative toward you. And you're not letting anybody in just like that. So you either saw through their lies, you saw through whatever game they were running, whatever betrayal they were trying to run, whatever the case might be. To me, this is definitely somebody that is more so of an ex. But really, like, it's more so of an ex situationship or an ex FWB. I don't feel like this is somebody that you had a deeper connection with. And I feel like, especially for you, you really didn't have a deeper connection with this person. For some of them, they might not be emotionally manipulative. They could just be somebody that, is that King of Cups, is somebody that's more romantic. And so on and so forth. And they might have thought that the connection between you both was more than what it actually was. That's another strong possibility here. Okay, and actually what I'm also going to point out is that could also be meaning that this person is thinking back on you and looking at you as the person who thought that the connection could be more than it actually was. Okay, I feel like with that Two of Pentacles, it kind of brought me this indication of this is almost like a juggling match. This is going back and forth. Maybe at certain times throughout the situationship, you felt like they thought it was more than it was, and they felt like you thought it was more than what it was. Okay, especially for those sort of situationships or friends with benefits connections that last a little bit more than it actually I'm going to say should have, but I don't really mean should have. It's like these situationships or friends with benefits relationships where the two of you spend so much time together, either on a day-to-day basis or have spent so much time talking months, years in that kind of connection, to where at times you are both catching feelings for the other person. Maybe neither one of you wanted the commitment, but both of you couldn't help but try to juggle, what the relationship was supposed to be. Sort of this, not so much a one night stand. Maybe for some of us, it started out as what should have just been a one night stand. But to me, it's almost this indication of at times both of you sort of flip flopped on your feelings for one another. Okay, so again, I hope that makes sense for who it needs to make sense for. I feel like this pile is not meant for everybody, perhaps will not resonate with everybody. Maybe there's tidbits of it that will, but it could simply just not be your pile, and there just not be a message here for you today, if it is absolutely not making sense. We then have the Magician, and the Magician to me brings back up emotional manipulation as the King of Cups, and the Magician in their reversed form absolutely indicate somebody that could be emotionally manipulative. And I feel like for them, especially, this does not have to be true, as it is their perception. For them, they might have felt like within this situationship at times that you were the player, that you were the one that was emotionally manipulative, that at times you maybe sent them mixed signals. I feel like for some of us as well, when it comes to ending up in another relationship, this person is perhaps looking at us as, as the cheater, the betrayer, even if we weren't really in a full-blown relationship with this person. Because for some of them, I feel this very strong message of them feeling like, why at times were they acting this way with me? Seeming like they wanted to deepen the level of commitment, seeming like they were really into me. If they ended up in a relationship with someone else, like keep getting this message of, like now they got me feeling like everything between us, wasn't really as not wonderful, but wasn't really, it's almost like, I can't think of the way that the wording goes, but basically that they feel like certain things were not as they seemed within this connection that the both of you shared. Okay, I feel like that Four of Pentacles is bringing through a lot of guardedness, whereas the King of Cups and the Magician can indicate that there was at times this sense of openness, that there were these romantic feelings of brewing between the both of you. And for some of us, I feel very strongly that this person is sort of sitting there wondering, why wouldn't they, let's just say, I'm going to just throw numbers out there. None of this might resonate with you, but we were in this relationship or this situationship with one another for a year. Why was it so easy for them to leave me behind to be in a legitimate romantic relationship with somebody else? Why did this person tell me that they didn't want commitment with me, but they easily jumped into a commitment with someone else? And I feel like for some of us, that's perhaps something on this person's mind. Maybe if it's the other way around, it's been something that's been on your mind when it comes to this person. Now I'm going to try to get maybe one more card out here if I can, but if not, that might be where it stands. Pile 2. We are now on to pile 2. But yeah, it's a pretty, I would say, tricky situation that the both of you had with one another. Because I feel like, too, there's perhaps hurt feelings on both sides of this connection. Obviously, we didn't get another card to jump out, so I'm just going to go off for another minute or two before I let you go, pile 2. But to me, it's almost like this person didn't really own up to wanting a commitment with you at times, sort of teeter-tottered on wanting that commitment from this connection, and now feels very butthurt that you have went and found this sort of connection with someone else. So I hope that does make sense. That might be a puzzle piece to this that sort of ties it all together, because it does seem as though this person is just feeling, very hurt, very in their own feelings. that you moved on. And that you didn't either pursue or commit to a romantic relationship with them, but you have now moved on and found it with somebody else. And I feel like for some of them, not for all of them, but for some of them, one of the reasons why you didn't commit to this person was because you could sniff out the fact that they were a player. So you took the connection for what it was. The Tower at times can be a very phallic card. So you took the connection for what it was, that this was, for some of us, we might have just wanted it to be a quick hit it and quit it, a quick one night stand. Maybe it did turn into something a little bit more in terms of it being a friends with benefits or a situationship. But you knew that what you were getting from this connection was very good sex, but you weren't going to open up to this person or let them into your world because you had a feeling that they were somebody who was manipulative or that they were more so of a player. And thus you did not let them into your world. And I feel like right now, for pretty much all of them though, they're feeling hurt that you didn't let them in, but it seems like you were able to move on to bigger and better things, that you've moved on to, let's say, a healthy romantic relationship, or just in general, if you're still single, even after this, it's almost like, I don't understand why this person would just cut me off, or why this person, would choose to maybe focus on themselves or focus on their career with that Two of Pentacles. And so on and so forth. And I feel like the reason why is because for some of us, we got sick and tired of this person's lies when you yourself weren't even expecting this connection to go anywhere. And you were just looking at it as, a friends with benefits, a one night stand, a situationship. And I feel like this person, even though some of them are trying to, play you, some of them are hurt that you kept your feelings out of it completely and decided to move on with your life. So pile 2, I hope that makes sense for those of us who, this message was meant for. I hope that this brought some insight and some clarity into who has you on their mind and why. As always, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, pile 2, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile 3, my goldstone pile. Let's see who has you on their mind and why. To start out, let's pull some potential initials out here. As always, first name, last name, middle name, whatever floats your boat. We have V, and we got a lot. VNAAPSEX and N again. And now let's get some zodiac signs out here. Well, so far they spell out the word vape. So we've got Scorpio. Maybe your Scorpio vapes. That could be a possibility. And I kind of want this guy that's hanging out. Fixed signs. And we have Taurus. So we have Scorpio and Taurus being represented twice, as well as Leo and Aquarius. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, and then this double Scorpio and Taurus jumping out here. Let me quickly organize all of this. Now let's see why this person has you on their mind, pile 3. Why are they thinking of you? Why can't they get you out of their head? What is going on with them? Oop, and we have a card falling onto my lap. We've got the Queen of Cups. The Justice card. The Seven of Cups. This is interesting to me. I almost feel like this person doesn't really know whether you are genuine or not. I feel like this Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups to me is indicative of somebody who's very emotionally balanced, somebody who's very open and welcoming and loving, and so on and so forth. The Justice card is indicative of honesty and integrity. And then the Seven of Cups can be indicative of illusion or fantasy. So to me, it's almost like this person's trying to determine whether or not they could trust you. They're trying to determine whether or not you're honest. They're trying to determine whether or not you are genuine in some way, whether or not you are, I feel like vexing them or not. It's just this weird message so far. I want to pull some more cards, and I feel like this could go either way. This could be a friend, this could be a coworker, this could be a partner or a potential love interest. It really seems like to me they're trying to determine whether or not you're I want to say, even if they're trying to determine whether or not you're as nice as you seem. Or as good as you seem. And to me, it's like, it feels like to me like this person, the Justice card, I feel like can be indicative of this. It's almost like this person's trying to protect themselves. This person doesn't want to get their feelings hurt. I feel like this person's been through a lot, or they've seen a lot. They know that this connection that the two of you are building, whether it's romantic or a friendship, they know that this could go either way at this point in time. It's almost like they don't want to get their hopes up about you, pile 3. And that, I feel like, says a lot more about them than it says about you and anything that you can do or should have done or could have done, etc. I feel like this person has some trust issues. And that's something that they themselves are going to have to figure out. Because if you are as wonderful as you seem, if you are this welcoming, open, beautiful, loving person that you present yourself to be, you obviously don't have anything to worry about. But it just seems like to me this person's really trying to determine whether or not you are all of these things that they are seeing in you. And I feel like part of the reason why as well with that Seven of Cups is because they've been duped before. They've been duped before. They've been duped by friendships or by other relationships that they've been in, where this is the type of person that, their ex-person, whether it was an ex-friend or an ex-lover, you perhaps have some of these traits that they've seen before, and they all ended up being some sort of fantasy or illusion or lie. So this person is really trying to determine whether or not you are who you say you are. And as I said, if you are who you say you are, you've got nothing to worry about here. So to me, this is something that they have to figure out on their own. And it seems like to me, as long as you stay authentic, as long as you stay true to who you are at your core, so long as you stay within your integrity, it's going to, if this is somebody, let's say, because my thing is I don't want somebody who's listening to this and, your love interest is a Taurus who has all of these initials for their first name, last name, middle name. I don't want you to feel like this person's a scumbag, because to me, it's not so much that this person is a scumbag. It seems like this person is someone who has some trust issues, and they haven't seen anything negative from the connection that you share yet. They see you as this Queen of Cups, and they're hoping that you are as genuine as you seem, and they're hoping that you are as loving as you seem and as you have been, because they've been hurt in the past. So to me, this seems to be more so someone who's wounded, more so than it seems like somebody who you have to prove something to. It's not like this person is asking for you to prove it to them. It's almost like they're waiting and willing to stick around to see how this ends up, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to give the vibe that this person's like scummy in any way, shape, or form, because they don't feel scummy. They feel like they've been hurt before, whether it's a friendship that the both of you are going after or a romantic relationship that the both of you want with one another. It's more so that this person's been wounded in the past, and they just want to make sure that you are who you say you are because of how badly they've been hurt in the past, which is entirely their own issue. And again, you might not have patience for that shit. But I don't want to give off the vibe that this person's like scummy or smarmy in any way. We've got the Two of Swords, which to me can indicate that it's, this is something, I feel like it's something that's been confusing for them. The Two of Swords to me can indicate confusion. It can also indicate guardedness. So you might have picked up from this person that they are someone who's very guarded. And you acting with your integrity, being this Queen of Cups character, being the therapist friend, being someone that has everybody's back, being super helpful, being super, intuitive to other people's needs, being someone who's always holding space for other people. You might have caught on to that this person's guarded with you at times. With that Two of Swords, I feel like at times this person might be guarded. This person might not tell you exactly what's on their mind, which makes sense because I would never tell someone, I'm trying to determine whether or not you're a liar and a fake. But I feel like this person is confused because they're almost confusing which I feel like this came up for pile 1, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was another reading I've done. But I feel like this person at times is confusing their intuition for their anxiety. They're confusing, what is genuine for maybe what their anxiety is telling them is not, due to past trauma and past conditioning. Again, I feel like this person's going to need some patience. That Two of Cups indicates to me that they're feeling all the more confused because they really are falling for you in some way. They really feel like the both of you have a lot in common. They feel like the two of you can hold space for one another. And I feel like even for a friendship, this person is falling for you in whatever the friendship equivalent would be. This person feels like the both of you are getting closer to one another, that the two of you are building this very strong bond with one another. But they can't shake these anxious feelings, which I, again, feel deal with past trauma more so than anything else. It's like they can't shake this anxious feeling of this person's a liar and a fake. This person is too nice or they seem too open with me. They seem too willing to be there for me. And I feel like it's a trauma response that they have. So I do feel like this person needs this kindness in their life. For them, it might be more so of a karmic lesson for them that they haven't really learned yet. Like it's a karmic lesson for them right now, where they might be, in my opinion, this person is deserving of this kindness that you're giving them, or this holding space that you're giving them, because it's honestly, in my opinion, helping for them to learn how to trust again. It's helping them to learn how to trust again. And I hope that makes sense. We've got the Page of Wands. And we've got the King of Cups. So to me, again, it's like this is something I feel like that the Page of Wands to me is perhaps a character that is very open, very outgoing, someone who is very gung-ho. There's another word that I want to use and I can't think of it. Oh, someone who puts themselves out there. And then the King of Cups brings me back to this trust message. It brings me back to holding space. It holds me back to the feelings for one another deepening. So again, if it's a friend, the friendship bond is getting closer. If this is a romantic interest or a romantic partner, the romantic bond is getting stronger. Okay, it doesn't really matter what type of bond y'all have at this point in time, or the bond that the both of you are exploring with one another. To me, that doesn't really matter, but the bond is getting closer and deeper. The two of you have a lot of love for one another. Again, regardless of if it's romantic or a friendship, the bond keeps deepening, and this person is putting more of themselves out there. Again, I feel like for you could be like this person's karmic lesson that's allowing for them to learn how to trust again, learning how to put themselves out there to be able to trust again, learning how to open themselves up again, and not be so closed off or not so guarded. Now, in regard to what this person is thinking about you or why this person has you on their mind, I feel like in some way, shape, or form, a lot of these things that I've mentioned are things that are on this person's mind. This person, meaning you, I feel like they're thinking of you and thinking, this person is showing me that it's okay to be myself, that it's okay to trust, that it's okay to open up. I have to let my guard down. That I've spent time now trying to determine whether or not this person is real or fake. I've been trying to determine whether or not this person's being, being exactly who they are. And I feel like you are showing them. I hate to use this as an example, but it's like you've proven to them and have continued to prove to them and will continue to prove to them. Prove is the word that I don't really like here because it sounds smarmy, but that you've continued to prove to them that it's okay for them to be themselves, that it's okay for them to trust again, that it's okay for them to open up and to share more of themselves and so on and so forth. And that they can let that guard down. And I feel like this person has seen that, but they're still wary because their anxiety and their fear at times is still taking hold. Their trust issues, their past conditioning, their past trauma, as it pertains to trust, is something that at times still comes up. And they still fear and then might begin to, hold back again or might begin to be guarded again because they still fear that this is still some type of illusion or fantasy or lies and deception, that this is not, that you're not exactly who you say you are. But again, it's their anxiety speaking. Okay? I hope that makes sense, pile 3. This might not resonate with everyone. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. I do feel like this person is deserving of your time or your effort or your energy. I feel like this person is working through things on their own. It's not like they're just reliant on you to help them to rebuild trust. But I do feel like this person is deserving of some patience because it does seem like there's a very beautiful bond forming between the two of you. And I feel like the more that you spend time with or around this person, the more that you and this person open up to one another, the more that they're going to continue to let that guard down so that this beautiful bond between you both can continue to flourish and blossom. So again, I hope that makes sense and maybe brings a little bit more clarity to some people who were wondering, why does it seem like at times this person's pulling away from me? I don't really understand what's going on here in this friendship or this relationship. And I feel like that's the reason why. But I do feel like this person's deserving of or worthy of maybe a little bit of extra patience from you, a little bit of grace from you. I hope that makes sense. I hope that it resonates perhaps for those of us who were meant to hear this message today. And I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, pile 3. I hope that you have a beautiful day.